Hi everyone, it's market day.
I have to carry this bag and my luggage all the way to my college campus, which is 2 hours away, so I'm kind of dreading it, but I'm also really excited for the market today.
Everything you saw in the last video is what I'm taking to my market, and also I made a bunch of stickers, and I'm taking some of my canvas tote bags, and I'm taking some Sony Angel related merch. So I'll also show you guys my table setup when I get to the market.
Hello everyone! So as you saw in the last couple clips, I showed my market setup and my before and after of the table. This is my after inventory. I didn't get a video of my full table inventory before the market, but this is what's left. I have 3 chunky mushrooms. These are like a medium-sized plush. I have a little rainbow caterpillar. I have this mushroom chapstick holder. I have a turtle keychain, an evil eye keychain, a whale keychain, and a mushroom keychain. So this is all that's left, and I brought over 40 to 50 items to the market, and this is like about 9 items left.
Hi everyone, so my name is Jiaone. I run a small business called jiuscrochetcorner. I started my business in 2022. I started selling at markets in December of 2022. I've had an online art shop since 2021, but I started my crochet business in 2022. And I found out about art markets through Instagram, and I found out about the crochet community in like early 2023. So I'm an art student in New York City. I'm a graduating senior. I wanted to give a little bit of my credentials before I talk about market tips and tricks. I've taken different entrepreneurship classes and art classes and studio art classes, and I've learned a lot about starting a business and creating your own brand and style. Okay, so I'm gonna give a little rundown of what the market was like. So I brought over 50 items. 40 of those are crochet plushies and amigurumi items. I had 4 hours to sell at the market. The market was from 12 to 4, and it was on my college campus, and it was a kind of outdoor market. There was an overhang from the building, like a roof, but it was mostly outdoors, so the weather was an element of like surprise for some people. The vending fee was $20, and the market was hosted during a common free period where all students do not have class, and the market had over 40 vendors. So I sold over 40 plushies and keychains, 3 of my mini canvas bags, 2 sets of earrings, and a bunch of stickers. So those were all of the items that sold at the market, but I did bring over 50 to 60 items. My highest priced item was a plush caterpillar priced at $20, and my lowest priced item was a sticker I was discounting at 50 cents. So there was a very big range of items that I was selling. And I probably sold over 15 to 20 keychains, and I also sold over 30-ish like larger items like plushies. So I did my final inventory once the market was over, and I had 10 crochet items left, which was 5 plushies and 5 keychains. I still had my mini canvas tote bags and a little bit of my stickers left, but for the most part the crochet items did really well. So here's my tips for beginners. I've done over like 6 markets and a couple Sony Angel meetups, so I've known a little bit about how to run a market and what it's like running a business during a market. So the first tip is get a fitted tablecloth, and you will thank yourself later for it. The wind is a really big element when you're doing markets, and I think that you should have a fitted tablecloth or at least a weighted tablecloth that can withstand the wind and withstand holding your product on it. Have weighted displays. That is a big thing. Anything made of wood and metal should withstand the wind, like a wooden crate or a metal keychain rack. For indoor markets, the grate/grid setups are good, but I noticed that at the market, one of the vendors had their table facing inwards, so the back of the table was facing the wind, and they had a grid display, and a gust of wind came by and it completely knocked over their display. So you don't want to be the person to have an unstable market display. So it's really good to have something weighted in the bottom of the display. So like if you are having those grid or crate displays, having your heavier items on the bottom should withstand like the wind, or even having like a small sandbag or like a metal box, like your cash box inside, should help to weigh down your display. Okay, so this is another thing that I found really helpful. It's making an opening for you to interact with your customers. So I know a lot of people love the grate and grid displays and having a bunch of crates to display your items, but I think talking to your customers and interacting is the biggest thing when selling an item. So having an opening for you to talk and like show your face, showing the face behind your brand is really important. I think having like the space to talk about your business and your brand is really important, and I think that's what I love about going to markets. It's a place for me to tell like my customers how I started, what my business is like, how I make the items even, or telling them even that all the products are handmade by me. It really brings conversation forward and it helps your customers to engage and want to buy your products. So talk about who you are and how you started your business, and sometimes this is called an elevator pitch. Having 1 or 2 sentences about your business and about your brand is really important, so kind of have that prepared when you start. Okay, this is important, taking multiple forms of payment. I found that having Venmo set up and having like even PayPal set up, and the one thing that I use nowadays is Square. I have this Square reader. It's the small one that plugs into your phone. But nowadays, if you have an updated iPhone, you could set up Apple Pay and you could tap to pay on your phone. I think tap to pay is really like big in like big cities. I live in New York City, so it's really convenient for people to pay through their phones these days. Also, having a sign that says you accept Venmo and e-payments, like Square. The Square app comes with a sticker, like the Square reader comes with a sticker, so you could put it in a frame or you could put it on your table on like a piece of paper and have people like scan the QR code, or you could have people look at the little sticker that says like, oh, I accept Square, and they could be like, oh, I could buy from this person because it's convenient for me. Having a lot of cash or change is really important because some people really do use cash these days. People don't normally carry around smaller bills is what I've found, so carrying like singles, fives, even tens will be helpful for your customer when exchanging like cash. Okay, branding and signage is a really big thing I found. So I have these chalkboard signs. They're these little ones. I think I got these from Michael's or Hobby Lobby, I can't remember, but having little signs like this that say the prices of your items and what your items are is really helpful and important because it helps your customer to see, okay, I can afford this, or okay, I think that this is something that I want to buy, you know, and they don't have to feel the need to like kind of ask you or negotiate with you over the price. They know the price, they see the price. So that's another thing. And branding. So I have this canvas that I painted. I put my name and my social medias on there, so if I don't have enough business cards, they could still see how to type my name into like Instagram or TikTok or even YouTube. And you don't have to paint a sign like this. You could get a table runner, or you could get a fitted tablecloth that has your logo and your branding on it. First started, I had a really cluttered table, and I think that deterred people from buying from me because they didn't see what I actually had to offer. I think having clear table setup, having clear signage, and having like a nice aesthetic and brand colors is really important. My brand colors are like pink, teal, green, and purple. Those are things that people always see in my brand because it's something that I've found is what I really like. I really like those colors. I like brighter colors. a little bit of pastel colors. I think it's nice and important to have something that your customers can remember. So I think eating and drinking and having snacks during the market is important. Staying hydrated, eating good. It's like important to have that energy when you talk to customers. You don't want to be dizzy, you don't want to be dehydrated, and you don't want to be like feeling like you don't want to be there during the market, because it's a good opportunity for you and you want to make those sales and you want to interact with people. Also, take photos of before and after your market. You will thank yourself later to see where you came from and where you went. Really fun to see how you did after the market, even if it was a little bit of a bad market or even if it was a bit of a harder market to sell at. It's important to just see like how you did or what even like sold. When you're applying to some markets, they ask to see like table setup or they ask to see displays, and you want to be able to supply those photos even when you're applying to new markets. So lastly, I think this is another important thing. It's making vendor friends and networking. I find that talking to a lot of people during the market is important, like customers, but also trying to greet your neighbors, maybe support them in any way you can, exchange business cards, exchange social medias. Don't just like sit at your table the whole time and like kind of feel like you have to sell all of your product. Going to these events is really fun and getting to know people is really fun. Okay, this is really the last thing. I know I said the last thing was the last thing, but I suggest starting market prep 1 to 2 months before your market. If you don't have 1 month, even like 3 weeks is important, because you will have a lot of inventory that you can get through during the market. If you only have a little bit of inventory and you sell out, that's great, but you want to make as much money as possible, or you want to make as much money as you need for the month or for the couple of weeks until your next market. I had 4 hours to sell my items at my previous market, so I thought it was good to have at least like 10 items for each hour, so I had over 50 items. If you're selling like close to 10 items for the hour or even more than that, you're gonna need a lot of product. So if you're doing like a 6-hour market and you want to sell at least 20 items during each hour, you want to have at least 120 items or more to sell. And also, you want to sell things that you like, that you want to make. Crocheting is a lot of work and you want to be able to sell things that you really enjoy, but you also should take into account what people are buying these days. You have to think a little bit of what the customer is buying or what they want, because you don't want to create something that you kind of think won't sell really. You want to create products that you like but also will sell. So I think knowing what your customer base likes, or even what people are buying from Instagram sellers, or even doing some research on Etsy, could be really useful for you. Also, having an inventory sheet is important. I found that having something like this is a Google Sheet file that I have the names of my products, the prices, and what sold and what payment method the customer used. Is important to have. It's just something simple, but it helps to really calculate at the end of the market how much you sold, what's your best seller, and the total profit that you've made. So I think that's all I have for this video. I might include more topics in the next video or in the video after. I know the next video is going to be a market prep video. So I think that's all I have for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys liked the video. Please comment, like, or subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!